It's another day and another news story. Welcome to Learn English with News. I'm Ben, your host, and today's news is about a trainee bus driver's disastrous day. We'll also practice using the preposition to with a gerund verb. This is Learn English with News, a podcast for English learners where we focus on vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation and more, all while discussing an interesting news story. Welcome once again to Learn English with News. Before we hear the story, let's look at the vocabulary. These are keywords we'll be using in the news story, which you might not know or you might not be sure about. So if you'd like to write these words down, now is a great time to get yourself a piece of paper and a pen, if you are able to. We will come back to all of these words at the end to look at what they mean and how I use them. There are 4 words. Let's start with a verb, plunge, and the spelling P-L-U-N-G-E, plunge. But what does it mean? Next we have an adjective, lead, L-E-A-D. Lead, and it's going to go with the word driver. Lead driver. It could be also something like lead singer in a band, but what does it mean? Lead. And then we have a verb, drag, D-R-A-G, drag. And lastly, a phrase, safe and sound. What does it mean to be safe and sound? Okay, those are the key words. Listen very carefully for those. As I said, we'll come back to them a bit later. And as I mentioned earlier, we're also going to look at how we use the preposition to with gerund verbs. So see if you can hear an example in the story of the preposition to followed by a gerund verb, so a verb in the ing form. You'll have another opportunity to listen to the news story at the end of the episode to see if you understand it a bit better a second time. Okay, here is, for the first time, today's news. If you think you had a bad day at work, just be grateful that you didn't crash into a river. That is exactly what happened on Thursday morning near Paris, when a trainee bus driver lost control of her vehicle and crashed into the River Seine during a training session. The incident took place in the town of Juvisy-sur-Orge, around 20 kilometers south of the French capital. According to local authorities, the driver hit a parked car before the bus left the road and plunged into the river. Fortunately, all 4 people on board were rescued safely. Emergency services quickly arrived at the scene, with more than 90 firefighters, divers and police officers taking part in the operation. Rescue boats, helicopters and even a drone were also used. The local transport authority said the trainee driver was close to finishing her practical training and was travelling with an experienced lead driver. Drug and alcohol tests were negative, and officials say the exact cause of the accident is still unknown. One witness told French news agency AFP that the bus appeared to miss a turn near the river and went straight on and dragged a car down with it. Another local resident said the emergency response was enormous. He said it felt like every firefighter in the department was there. Juvisy-sur-Orge mayor Lamia Bensara Reda praised the rescue teams and confirmed that everyone escaped safely. She wrote, "Everyone was quickly rescued and thankfully is safe and sound." Later in the day, authorities shared video footage showing the bus being pulled out of the river. An internal investigation has now been launched to discover exactly what caused the unusual accident. And that's today's news story. Okay, so a very unfortunate incident, a bad day at work for that trainee driver. but very fortunate that no one was injured. Let's now go back to the keywords I gave you at the start. So did you hear the 4 words and phrases? We had plunge, lead, drag, and safe and sound. So let's start with plunge. So here's the context. According to local authorities, the driver hit a parked car before the bus left the road and plunged into the river. So to plunge means to fall or move suddenly, and often a long way forward, down, or into something. So in this case, it's into the river. Next, we have the word lead. The trainee driver was close to finishing her practical training and was travelling with an experienced lead driver. So in this context, lead means the main, senior, or supervising driver in this case. Next, the word drag. One witness told French news agency AFP that the bus appeared to miss a turn near the river and went straight on and dragged a car down with it. So to drag means to move something by pulling it. So it pulled the car down with it. And lastly, safe and sound. The mayor wrote that everyone was quickly rescued and thankfully is safe and sound. Safe and sound means completely safe and without injury or damage. But it's just a phrase we use, safe and sound. Those are the keywords. Hopefully they are clear. Okay, now let's talk about the preposition to and using it with gerund verbs. So did you hear the example in the news story? Let's take a look. So here's the quote. The local transport authority said the trainee driver was close to finishing her practical training. Close to finishing. The reason we use the gerund, finishing, is because to, in this sentence, is a preposition. It connects with the phrase to be close. So it's to be close to, and not with the verb. We use to plus gerund quite a lot. And it confuses English learners because often it's to plus infinitive, so it feels wrong to use to plus gerund. But it's all about how the preposition to connects with the previous word or phrase. Let's look at some other examples of phrases which use to and then the gerund. To look forward to. So that's the phrase. The word to in this phrase, and with all of the phrases I'm about to give you, it's a preposition, okay? So don't think of it as to plus infinitive. It's a preposition, and therefore we are going to use a gerund verb afterwards. So let's look at an example with that phrase. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the weekend. So not I'm looking forward to see you, but I'm looking forward to seeing you. Here's another example. To be prone to. So this means likely to show a particular characteristic, usually a negative one. For example, he's prone to forgetting things. So he's likely to forget things. But notice again the structure. He is prone to forgetting things. Next, to be used to. To be used to means to be accustomed to something. For example, I'm not used to waking up so early. I'm not accustomed to that. I'm not used to waking up so early. Here's another example. To object to something. For example, he objected to paying extra. He objected to paying extra. Next, to confess to. For example, she confessed to breaking the vase. To be committed to. For example, they're committed to improving the system. And the last example, in addition to. In addition to studying, he works part-time. Okay, so there's just a few examples of phrases that we use with the word to as a preposition, and therefore we need a gerund verb after, if we use a gerund verb. Often we can use a noun, but sometimes we do use the gerund. Let's do an exercise now to practice. I have 10 sentences, but all with a missing word. And the missing word is a verb, but it's either in the infinitive form or the gerund form. You have to choose either the gerund or the infinitive. So think, is this a phrase where to is a preposition? Or is the word to going with the next verb? Does it not connect with what comes before, but what comes afterwards, the verb? I'm going to give you the verb in each example before I tell you the sentence, so you know exactly which verb to use, but you have to decide whether it's in the gerund form or the infinitive form. Okay, here's number one. The verb is to hear, H-E-A-R, hear. I'm looking forward to blank back from you. I'm looking forward to blank back from you. So is it I'm looking forward to hear back, or I'm looking forward to hearing back? Number two, the verb is study. She decided to blank medicine at university. She decided to blank medicine at university. Number three, the verb is finish. We're close to blank the project now. We are close to blank the project now. Sentence 4, drive is the verb. Here's the sentence. I'm not used to blank on the left. I'm not used to blank on the left. Number 5, the verb is call. C-A-L-L. Here's the sentence. He promised to blank me after the meeting. He promised to blank me after the meeting. Number 6, the verb is travel. They hope to blank to Japan next year. They hope to blank to Japan next year. Number 7, the verb is give. She admitted to blank the wrong information. She admitted to blank the wrong information. Number 8, the verb is buy. B-U-Y. Here's the sentence. My brother wants to blank a new laptop. My brother wants to blank a new laptop. Okay, 2 more. Here's number 9. The verb is eat. He's committed to blank healthier food. He's committed to blank healthier food. And number 10, the verb is lock. Here's the sentence. I forgot to blank the door before leaving. I forgot to blank the door before leaving. Okay, those are the 10 sentences. We will take a look at the answers in a moment. And we're going to listen to the news story again to see if you understand it a bit better a second time. If you are interested in a bit more content which connects with today's news story, then you'll find it on the fan club page. So there is a full transcript with the glossary, plus a comprehension quiz to test how well you understood the news story. So if you're interested, visit patreon.com/Learn English with Ben, where you'll find all the information about how to join the fan club right now. And as always, I'd like to thank you for your support. So please keep listening to Learn English with News, sharing the podcast with anyone who wants to improve their English. So tell all your friends and family, Please rate and review the podcast if you haven't already, preferably with a 5-star review. Thank you. This is all really, really helpful with stuff like algorithms. So it all helps. Please do it. Thank you. Okay, let's take a look at the answers now to those 10 sentences. So, number 1, I'm looking forward to hearing back from you, because I'm looking forward to is a phrase, to is the preposition. Number 2, she decided to study medicine at university. To plus infinitive, because it's just to decide to do something. So to goes with the verb that follows. Number 3, we're close to finishing the project now, because to goes with the phrase to be close. Number 4, I'm not used to driving on the left. Gerund is needed here because to be used to is the phrase. So we need the gerund. Number 5, he promised to call me after the meeting. Just the infinitive here, because to promise to do something. Number 6, they hope to travel to Japan next year. Again, to goes with the verb travel. Number 7, she admitted to giving the wrong information. Admitted to plus gerund. Number 8, my brother wants to buy a new laptop. So buy goes with to. Number 9, he's committed to eating healthier food. So to in this example is a preposition which goes with the phrase to be committed. And number 10, I forgot to lock the door before leaving. To lock. So to goes with lock. Okay, hopefully you did okay in that little exercise. If not, maybe go back and listen to the theory again. It's now time to see if you understand the news story a bit better a second time. I'll be back very soon with another episode of Learn English with News. I hope you enjoyed this one. Here is once again today's news story. If you think you had a bad day at work, just be grateful that you didn't crash into a river. That is exactly what happened on Thursday morning near Paris, when a trainee bus driver lost control of her vehicle and crashed into the River Seine during a training session. The incident took place in the town of Juvisy-sur-Orge, around 20 kilometers south of the French capital. According to local authorities, the driver hit a parked car before the bus left the road and plunged into the river. Fortunately, all 4 people on board were rescued safely. Emergency services quickly arrived at the scene, with more than 90 firefighters, divers and police officers taking part in the operation. Rescue boats, helicopters and even a drone were also used. The local transport authority said the trainee driver was close to finishing her practical training and was travelling with an experienced lead driver. Drug and alcohol tests were negative, and officials say the exact cause of the accident is still unknown. One witness told French news agency AFP that the bus appeared to miss a turn near the river and went straight on and dragged a car down with it. Another local resident said the emergency response was enormous. He said it felt like every firefighter in the department was there. Juvisy-sur-Orge mayor Lamia Bensara Reda praised the rescue teams and confirmed that everyone escaped safely. She wrote, "Everyone was quickly rescued and thankfully is safe and sound." Later in the day, authorities shared video footage showing the bus being pulled out of the river. An internal investigation has now been launched to discover exactly what caused the unusual accident. And that's today's news story.